we're live. Isn't that what you're supposed to say? All right. So I mentioned the other day I'm doing this on a different something. I don't know. Facebook Live gave us these new options. Hi, Heather. So I can't see when you arrive. I don't have a little eyeball that tells me how many people are here. I guess that's good for my ego to not know. I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but I don't know you're here. So if you want to hit a like, a wave, a heart, a smiley face, if you want to say something sassy, just to let me know that people are starting to come. Usually it's a good minute and a half. Hi, Lisa. We could do some yoga squat again. Hi, Jen. We are going to, I don't know if, everything is backwards land when you're doing Facebook Live. I grabbed a pillow. If you didn't grab a pillow already, you don't have to. But if you think, hey, that might be more comfortable if she's offering me something, then go ahead and run away for a minute. Grab yourself a pillow from the couch or your bed. And we're just going to take it really easy tonight. If you took Stacy's class earlier today, that's why we take it easy together. Hi, Laura. And, just kind of make up for not getting together yesterday. Yesterday being Easter, I went back and forth with Stacy. Do we do it? Do we not? Can't do it in the morning because people might be looking for eggs. Don't want to do it later because people might have really full bellies. So we just figured we'd offer two today. Hey, Scott. So if you did grab a pillow, awesome. If you didn't, still awesome. You can use it or not, but we're going to start lying on our backs. So if you have your pillow, it doesn't mean you put it under your head like you would in bed. Put the short edge of that pillow up against your hips. Go ahead and lay back. You decide how those hip flexors are tonight. Are your legs out long? Does it feel better to those hip flexors if you keep your knees bent? Those arms resting somewhere off beside you. Letting your palms face up. Letting your breath move in and out through your nose. I considered taking off my warm socks. I considered maybe not wearing my sweatshirt, but we're all friends here. So I left on the mismatched socks and the sweatshirt for you tonight. Calming your breath. Slowing down. Which may feel a bit like an oxymoron these days. Everything is slower, days are longer. But if I was a betting woman, I would say your mind busier than normal. So include that in your slowing down. Let your attention settle on your breath. Feel the rise and fall that comes with those breaths. Allow yourself to feel good. Allow yourself to feel peace. I had a thought today when someone asked how I was doing, and we feel as if we can't even answer with a positive, or if we do, it's mixed with a caveat of, I'm feeling good today, but do not feel guilty for feeling good. Do not feel a need to add that but at the end. You deserve peace. You deserve to relax. You deserve to still laugh and smile, to feel optimistic and hopeful. Take 5 more breaths, feeling those things. Optimistic, hopeful, happy, peaceful. Without any disclaimers at the end. Taking 1 more breath. And if your legs are out long, bend your knees and plant your feet. And we're going to roll ourselves up nice and slow. And we're just going to turn around on our mats. So don't come all the way through. Just turn around on your mat. Let the big toes touch and your knees come wide. And if you've got a pillow, you've got a pillow for child's pose. If you don't have a pillow, you've got child's pose. And if you think about this posture, child's pose is a yoga squat that fell on its face. So notice the shape of your yoga squat. The hinge in your hips, the length in your low back, that flexion available in your knees. And when you've noticed enough about the physical body, come back to feeling hopeful, peaceful. Notice how your body can feel good. Our body doesn't need a disclaimer. Look into those places where maybe we don't always check. Your jaw, forehead. Is there a spot in those shoulders that's still holding on that you could relax? Is there still a hint of hurry or worry to your breath? And can you deepen and lengthen that breath and slow it down? One more breath. And then we'll come up to our tabletop, finding our hands and knees. So if you've got a pillow, I'm setting it off to the wrong side. Set that pillow off to the side. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Maybe rock those hips side to side. This table's got wobbly legs today. We're going to rock it forward and back. Connecting it to your breath. Your inhales bring your nose forward. Your exhales draw your hips back. And next time you come up to tabletop, we'll start to move the length of the spine through those cat-cows. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, round, tuck, squeeze it in. Inhale, that tailbone lifts, belly drops, heart pulls forward. Exhale, starting with the tailbone, it tucks, it rolls up your spine until your chin tucks in. Take a few super slow motion with your breath. Maybe now, not looking for the places that feel as if everything's easy breezy, but looking for those things where there is a little more sensation, where it does grab your attention, where it does need your attention. One more round of breath. And then through that neutral table, we're going to come down to a seat. Coming into those easy breezy crossed legs. Let the hands rest on your knees. Take a couple rolls of your shoulders maybe. Move the head around, just checking in. Close your eyes. And don't feel hurried. Don't wonder when what's next will come. Just allow yourself the freedom to move in any way that feels good. And your head, neck, and shoulders. Nice. And then when you're ready, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to bring those arms so they're bent at 90 degrees and my palms are out to the sides. And then you're going to keep those elbows close to you and cross the hands. I did right hand on the bottom this first time. Open them up. Elbows stay in. Cross them, switch which hand is low. Just moving, move slow. So that movement comes from up in the shoulder. If that's a trouble area for you, you're going to feel it. And if it's not, just think about that little part of the deltoid you're working that normally doesn't get work. You're strengthening that doesn't always get strengthened. Nice. That next time you bring those elbows out, we're going to bring the arms up. Palms face forward. Most of the times when I have you bring your hands here, I tell you to turn your palms in. Palms are forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades, maybe lift the chest. And then on an exhale, you're bringing elbows, forearms, and palms either towards or even to each other. You can't see behind my arms, but I've dropped my chin just a little bit. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. And feel that squeeze. Inhale, open. Bring the elbows, forearms, and palms as close as yours are coming. Close your eyes and just move slow. 2 more rounds. And we'll meet with those arms out at 90 degrees, palms forward. On an inhale, you're going to reach out, and on an exhale, pull the elbows down. Inhale, reach. Lengthen as far as you can, not a lazy reach. Stretch, straighten. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it down. Shoulders, such a place we hold tension. Or maybe, I don't know, I started watching The Spanish Princess today. I haven't been a big TV watcher. I thought I watched 2 episodes. Somehow it was 3. Nice. That next time you reach up, grab your left wrist, bend to the right. Notice if it feels better to look forward or up, or maybe it even feels good to look down. Inhale, come up, switch your hands, and lean to your left. Nice. One more breath on this side, and then reach up. We're going to bring those hands down. Maybe we put more tension in those shoulders. Maybe you got to shake out the arms or the hands. We'll stretch both legs out long. We're going to bring that right knee up and then let the right knee drop out so that number 4 there in your seat. Inhale, reach up. And we're going to take that forward fold towards your left leg. Relax your shoulders. Maybe drop that left elbow closer to the ground, reminding your right shoulder that it does not need to hold you up. Coming back to your roots, coming back to your breath, coming back to this moment, coming back to that joy that is feeling in this moment, feeling peace, happy. Sometimes that peace, that happiness just comes from feeling. One more breath. Inhale, leave your arms low and heavy and just roll up. Bring that right knee up so you can stretch it out. Bring the left knee in and let that left knee fall out to the side. Inhale, reaching up. Now we grab length. Exhale, folding in. And then doing that just brief little check. Relax the left shoulder. Maybe look towards the outside of your right leg. It'll remind that left shoulder to settle. Acknowledge that when you inhale, you can't help but lift away from your long leg, but the beauty of the exhale, you come right back in. When the mind wanders, give it the breath to notice. Like handing a toy to a child that wants to wander away. Give it something, not that distracts it, but that brings it to this moment. So we don't give the mind a thought or something to work on. You just give it something that's here and now. Leave those arms heavy. Slowly roll up. Nice. Stretch both legs out. And then wherever you happen to be on your mat, you're going to make your way back to tabletop, hands and knees. Tuck your toes and find that rocking table. So head rocks forward, hips rock back with the toes tucked. A little nice stretch in the arches and in our toes. There's a chance shoes aren't being worn very often. Staying in touch with the things that connect us to the earth. That next time you're in that middle table, right at neutral, your toes already tucked, lift up your hips, down dog, walk your dog. Breathe. Notice the places you're in a hurry to get out of and the places you'd prefer to just linger. We're going to walk our hands back towards our toes. You can keep your feet about shoulders distance wide, or maybe you bring them a little wider as you walk your hands back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold in. some form of ragdoll. Maybe your ragdoll leaves your arms hanging. Maybe you grab those opposite elbows. Don't lock your knees. If anything, add a little bend to those knees. Breathe the length of your spine. Imagine your breath putting space between individual vertebrae. You're going to let the hands drop if you were holding on. Leave the left hand down. Soften your left knee. Reach your right arm up. Breathe. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, send up the left. Soften your right knee. Spread out those fingers that are up in the sky. Bring the left hand down. And we're going to walk the hands forward past your down dog, right out into your high plank. Breathe. Don't panic. I know it's gentle yoga. Just 3 more breaths. In those 3 breaths, you can lower your knees for those ones as well. And then we're going to lower all the way down to our belly. Stretch your arms out to T and just turn your head to look one way. Breathe. After even just a few breaths in plank, that heart rate might have increased. Observe your breath. Slow your heart back down. We're just lifting up the chin, turning our head to look to the other side. Human nature says we look to our favorite side first. So the second side, if there's some sensation to find, some things to feel, that's going to be the side. Now, whichever side you were looking, we're all going to check out the right fingers. So turn your head to look at your right hand. Bring that right hand in closer to you so it's underneath your right shoulder. Your left arm, I'm going to do it on this side so you can see your left arm is still straight out, not up high, not down low, not the palm flipped up, palm down, straight out from your shoulders. So the right hand's close, left arm's out long behind you. Start to roll onto your left side. This top leg, you can step it behind to help you balance. Just opening the front of that left shoulder. And anytime, now or in the studio, if it takes you a moment to find where you're going, don't let that be the thing that puts you off or panics you. Take a breath, slow down, and find your way. We're going to slowly roll back flat, stretch the right arm out, turn your head, find your left hand, and then you'll slide that left hand in close. Start to roll onto your right, and then that top leg might come behind. Maybe it has to stay in front. Maybe it doesn't bend at all. Breathe. 2 more breaths. And after those 2 breaths, we'll roll back to our belly. Bring both hands in and come up to your forearms. So your forearms are parallel to one another. Your palms are down. Your elbows are beneath your shoulders. So they're not back by your hips. They're not way out in front of you. They're straight down from your shoulders. Just take a few breaths, not bringing your head like a turtle sinking into your shoulders, but a little bit of work pulling up through the heart, lengthening through the neck. Two more breaths here. And then we'll slide those arms straight out in front of us. Drop your forehead between your arms. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale all the way out. We're going to take a roll onto our backs. Unless you're like a pancake, you're probably going to have to adjust back onto your mat. I'm going to take my pillow, put it underneath my knees. You can put it under your knees. You can put it under your head. If you don't have a pillow, it's one less thing to worry about. Once you're on your back, let those palms face up, just like we started. Maybe you took on that same shape we started with, and you decided to lay on your pillow. With your eyes closed, because when we close our eyes, we're less distracted by the things we see and more aware of the things we feel. So feel that mat beneath you. Feel your shoulder blades on it. Feel your hips. Feel anything else that's making contact with that earth beneath you. Feel your breath. Maybe to calm and slow the mind, you just label the breath. And as the breath comes in, your mind thinks inhale. And as the breath goes out, your mind thinks exhale. You are allowed to feel good. You are encouraged to feel good. When we feel good, our body wants what's best for us. When we feel good, we're kinder, more compassionate, more patient. You do not need a disclaimer. You do not need a caveat at the end because you're having a good day. Be grateful for your breath. Be grateful for that mat that's underneath you. Let that next inhale be a little deeper than the one that was before it. And the exhale that follows it is a little longer as well. That re-energized breath starts to add a little movement, fingers and toes, to ankles and wrists. When you're ready, take that big stretch. Reach your hands behind your head. Get long from your fingers down to your toes. Give yourself a big cleansing breath there. Don't hurry it. Take as much air in as you can. Take your time as you take it in. And then exhale. Keep exhaling. Keep exhaling till you feel your belly engaged to finish it. And then bring your knees in for a squeeze. When you've got those knees in for that squeeze, make your way up to your seat. Once you find your seat, let your hands come to your heart. Let a smile come to your face. And the invitation to bring a pillow tonight, I shared a quote that's been on my mind quite a bit in our lives, no matter how complicated, not as complicated as Viktor Frankl's in a concentration camp, who wrote, "The last of human freedoms is to choose one's attitude." You can choose to be happy. You can choose to be peaceful. You can choose to not need to explain feeling good to anyone. Thank you so much for coming to your mat. It's always an honor to guide you. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I hope that made your Monday evening a little better. Maybe it was already great. Maybe now you're just going to go to bed. But tomorrow morning, gentle, yes, but a gentle flow. So we'll be doing more movement than that. It will be 45 minutes. So if you want to join me at 9:30 in the morning, I don't know, what's that, 13 and a half hours away? I will see you then. Good night.